Get over on me, I'm a rebel to this game, so ain't no rules to be binding me. I'm a felon in this industry. Y'all Mr. Me, tell me smart, I'm new one.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is your man, Next Icon. This is the ICON Chronicles season number 3. Your man is back for a third season. Y'all ready to get this party started? We finna do it live for real one time. I'm back. I apologize for not bringing everything back last week like I had intended, but being an actor and an artist, I had some other projects that were going on that had to be tended to, but we are here. Today is April. What is the date today, y'all? Please help me out here. Today is Monday, May 16th. Another great Monday here in Atlanta. It was just slowly turning into hot Atlanta, but we're going to make it do what it do. So we're going to start off by giving, paying proper respects to the First Lady of Death Row, Joelle, who passed over the last few weeks. Um, to my knowledge, they have not said what the cause of death was, but our condolences do go out to her and her family and to Death Row Records. That was a major loss. If you anybody remember Joelle, she sang "Woman to Woman" on "Murder Was the Case." She sang on a lot of Tupac's music, and she will most definitely be missed. Want to remind everyone about the Malcolm series that you can find on YouTube. Just type in "Chasing Malcolm," and you will get the episodes that I am in. I am in episode 2 and episode 4, which is Chasing Malcolm and Confessing Malcolm. And you can check those out on YouTube. Also, go to EJane, that is EJENELLC.com, and check me out and my other castmates out in the movie What Death Do We Part? The Revenge. It is a charge. You do have to sign up, and it is $7.77. But it's a good movie. Get you some popcorn, get you a drink, sit down with the family, check out What Death Do We Part? The Revenge by Miss E. Janae Adams, and leave a review of what you think about what you thought about the movie. Do that for us, man, because support the independent artist, the independent actor, the independent writer, the independent director. Um, you know, everybody has to start somewhere. Again, at one time, nobody knew who Tyler Perry was. At one time, nobody knew who Shonda Rhimes was. At one time, nobody knew who Lee Daniels was. So every bit of support does help because you could be supporting the next big superstar, like me. I'm just gonna throw that in there, like me. What is next on my list? Um, June 25th and June 26th. Stay tuned for updates as to the location because I am not 100% sure. But you can come and you can check me out as Vince in the stage play by Tariq Combs called Betrayal. It is written by Tariq Combs. It is directed by Tammy Bailey. The set designer is Miss Ann Jean, and I'm probably screwing her name up because I'm not very good with names. But we have a very great cast. And again, it is June 25th and June 26th. Stay tuned and I will let you know the exact location. Make sure that you come out and support that. The tickets are $25. And I will post, if you go to my page, Next Icon, dot, my Facebook page, Next Icon Davis, there will be a link to tell you where to get the tickets for the stage play Betrayal. Also, tomorrow, tune in to Terry T. Hall in his show. I will be a featured guest on that show tomorrow night, starting at 7 o'clock. And if y'all will give me a minute, I will tell y'all the name of that show because I've been posting the picture. The show is called Fame Unfiltered, and it's hosted by Mr. Terry T. Hall. and we will be talking about a variety of subjects, including the upcoming project Hood Wars, where yours truly will be playing a supervillain in a comic book series based on Mr. Hall's ideas. So make sure that you tune in tomorrow and check that out. Again, it's called Fame Unfiltered. It is hosted by Terry T. Hall, and my character, his name is, I have forgotten what his name is, and my phone won't show it to me. My phone is being very particular today. It will not tell me the name of my character. But just stay tuned, and we will fill you in on all of that as it goes. Also, make sure that you stay tuned. I do have new music that will be coming out. There's new music that has already been released. If you have not heard it, there is the spoken word piece, No Hesitation, and there is the single Stay. So make sure that you check those out. They are on every bit of music formats that you can think of. Wherever you find music, you will find Next Icon. And again, I forgot to say this at the beginning of every show, like I always do. Next Icon is an acronym for No Excuses. I Can Overcome Negativity. There will be a new song coming up soon. It is called What We Gonna Do. And I posted on Facebook. I took a little break off of my Next Icon page for a little bit, but I'm slowly reintegrating myself back into it. And I did make a post that I am still debating on if I want to post the promo picture for what we're going to do, because it is a little bit risque and it is a little bit out of my norm of usual pictures. So I'm still flipping the coin, the best out of 1,000 at this point. I started out at the best out of 10 and moved to the best out of 50, the best out of 100. So I'm still flipping that coin, trying to figure out which way that I'm going to go. But stay tuned for that promo to be coming out and for that single to be coming out. It is called What We Gonna Do. If you have an attic, if you have a garage, if you have a foreclosure, if you have an eviction that needs to be cleaned, make the best choice. TBC Cleaning Services that specializes in foreclosure and eviction cleaning. And you can reach them at 404 919 3671. That is TBC Cleaning. And the motto, well, the slogan for TBC Cleaning is don't just make a choice, make the best choice. TBC Cleaning. Let me see. If you have not already started following me on TikTok under at Next Icon, you will see my little independent series called So It's On. I am up to episode 9. I'm having a little bit of fun with it. This is my way of learning how to do TikTok. Everybody's doing those quick flash in the pan videos. I've actually started a series. So tune in, check it out. Again, I'm up to episode 9 that was just released over the last week. Again, my other projects kind of took me away from it, so I had to put that off to the side until I could get back to it. But episode 9 is posted, so check it out. It's called So It's On. And if you would like to be a part of So It's On, let me know. And I will create a scene, and you will be a featured actor on So It's On. To my fellow artists, spoken word artists, comedians, etc., if you have audio of your performance, I am bringing back Next Icon Radio. And if you would like to be heard on the radio, send me your music to Next, and that's NEXT, Next Icon Radio at gmail.com. It does not matter what your genre is: country, classical, hip hop, rap, R&B, soul, country, you name it. If you have a song that you would like to be played on the radio, Next Icon Radio is going to be the place for it to be heard. There is going to be a nominal fee, very affordable. Not like these other guys out here that's charging you an arm and a leg to put your song on the radio. It's simply $5 per song. And again, send your information to Next Icon Radio and a sample of your music, and we'll follow up with you to get your $5 for however many songs that you have, and you will be on the premiere broadcast of Next Icon Radio. I'm trying to get 50 artists before I kick this thing off. So if you are an artist, if you are a comedian, if you are a spoken word artist, if you have anything to do with the music industry and you have audio of your music or your performance, please send a sample to nexticonradio@gmail.com and you will be on the radio when we do kick it off. Stay tuned for that. So, now that we have all of the preliminaries out of the way, it's time to get down to the nitty gritty, right? It's time to let you know what it is that I'm going to talk about today for this season premiere. And everybody knows that I always have a variety of subjects because I'm always hearing, picking up, tuning in to different things that are going on around this society. Now, some people ask me why I don't do the current events. It's because by the time that y'all get to me, you already heard what's going on. Why do I need to keep going on with it? Why do I need to drag it out even further? You've already seen the chaos and the calamity that's been going on. Why do I need to continue to remind you of it right after you just got done eating dinner and you're trying to relax and shake off your part of the day? So, what we are going to talk about today, we're going to talk about standards. And I chose this subject as the season premiere because of certain things that are going on in this world and how people are allowing themselves to be taken advantage of. They're allowing themselves to be manipulated by friends, family, co-workers, spouse, um, boyfriend, girlfriend, because you set a standard for yourself of what you want, of what you set a goal of what it is that you're looking for in your life. And we, excuse me, we allow ourselves to be twisted around into compromising our standards. And this is not just for the women, although in my opinion, and again this is my opinion, in my opinion, women are the main prey for this because women, most women, a lot of women have a standard set for themselves. They know what they want, they know where they want to go in their career. They know where they want to go in their life. They know what it is that they want to do, you know, pretty much every day. Especially when they're mothers, they have to have a plan. They have to have a set of standards because they don't want just most women don't want just any man around their child. But sometimes, and again, this is men and women, those standards get challenged by people that want their own way. And they're willing to do whatever they have to do to get what they want their own way. What I explain to women from a man's point of view, and again, this is not just for the women. This is for the men too, because we fall victim to the same thing nowadays. If a person can get you to change one of your standards, all they need to do is to convince you, to coerce you, to manipulate you into changing or compromising one of your standards. They will go for every standard that you have set until they've pretty much broken you down and you will accept anything. You will accept less than what it is that you said that you wanted. You will cave in to their demands and to their will and to their whim to keep them happy at the sacrifice of yourself. If you have a standard for your life, you maintain that standard. That is your wall to protect you. And when I say protection, that means that you have built this you've laid this foundation of what you want in your life, of how you want your life to go, what you want your life to be, from the point that you came up with that standard until the end of times, let's say. But you meet somebody and they they're good. They're good. They're saying the right words, they're making the right moves, they're they're starting out everything being on point, but then slowly that starts to erode. Because see, what happens is that it's an act, but a person can only keep an act going for so long before the mask comes off. And eventually that person tips their hand. And it's just like in anything else in life. Excuse me. You play the game thinking that you're the best player on the board, not understanding that there's always somebody that's a better player than you. And this is the key to the game. See, a true player doesn't even let you know that they're playing the game. You have no idea that they're even in the game until the game is almost over. A lot of these people, men and women, please do not get it twisted. I'm not being sexist. I'm not being egocentric. This applies to men and women. Play the hustle game of manipulating emotions, manipulating feelings, manipulating minds, manipulating lives to their benefit, because their whole goal is conquest. Now, everybody initially thinks of sexual conquest. Every conquest is not sexual, has nothing to do with sexuality. Sometimes it's superficial, it's materialistic. A person can manipulate you to drop your standards, and the next thing you know, you're paying their car note, you're paying their rent, you're buying them clothes. You're spending your money on them while they're holding on to their money for themselves, and you don't even realize that you're doing it because they've gotten you to drop your standards. You came into this with one mind state. We're going to work together. We're going to build. We're going to have. It's going to be his and hers, mine and his, ours. We go into that mind state with a person that is not in or of that mind state. They're of their own mind state of where they're going to take what you have and break down what you've built to satisfy what they need to do for themselves. And the thing is that once they drain you, once they've broken down every standard that you set for yourself, once they've totally depleted your resources and your life and your time and your energy, what they're going to do is they're going to move on to the next one because their heart is not in it. Their heart is not pure. Their intentions are not theirs. Well, they're theirs, but their ulterior motive is shady. And you have to look at yourself, because one of the things that I keep stressing and every time I speak is that even though these people are able to do this to you, because we allow ourselves to be blinded by that shine and by that light that they put in our face to blind us, because of that, we miss the red flags. We miss the warning signs. They're there and they're screaming at us. They're yelling at us. But we are so deep into what we are in that we don't see it. We don't pay it any attention until it's too late. Your standards define you. Your standard defines the type of person that you are. Now, if you have a standard that's set that you're not going to deal with a certain type of person, uphold that standard. If you have a standard that says that your goal is to make a certain amount of money, hold that standard. If you have a standard of a goal of going back to school, of getting a better job, of bettering your life, of not settling for less than what you say that you wanted, uphold that standard. Again, another thing that I have said multiple times. See, your standard that you set for yourself, that standard is a declaration. It's a declaration of you, of who you are, of what you stand for, of what you believe in. And because you've made that declaration, because you've established that standard or those standards, this world is going to test you to see if you are true to the standards that you set for yourself. And the test is going to come in ways that you never imagined possible. Now you can sit here and you can tell me, oh, I know better. I'd see it coming a mile away. Nobody can get anything over on me. Everybody has said each one of those things. Everybody has said it. And everybody has at least one time sacrificed their standards for someone that they thought was going to be their world. They compromised their standard for that job that they thought was going to be the ultimate job for them to have for the rest of their life. Now, in this life, in any life, there are compromises that have to be made. There are sacrifices that have to be made. But sacrificing yourself should never be a consideration. This is your walk. These are your steps. This is your breath that was given to you to do something with and to make something of it. Not to turn it over to somebody that can't even maintain their own way of life. And the only way that they can even halfway maintain their way of life is by victimizing someone else. What is the standard that you have for yourself? Again, a standard is the same thing as a goal, but the standard is personal. What is the standard that you have set for yourself that you will not give up on? That standard is the one that they're going to target first. The strongest standard that you have for yourself is the one that's going to be the main target. Because if they could break that one down, the rest of them will be a piece of cake. Florida has a law that says stand your ground. This is what you have to do. You have to adopt when you set your standard for yourself. When you set these standards in your life, you also have to include that clause of standing your ground. You do not back off. You do not throw in the towel. You do not bow your head. You do not wave the white flag of surrender for your standards. What you are to do is you're supposed to make that other person raise up to those standards. You make them respect the standard that you set for yourself. And if they can't raise up to that, if they can't respect the standard that you set for yourself, if they don't want to be a part of helping you raise up genuinely, wholeheartedly, unconditionally, no strings attached, that tells you about the character of that person. But a lot of us don't want to hear that. A lot of us don't want our eyes open to it because we think that if we don't see it and if we don't acknowledge its existence, it doesn't exist. We blind ourselves. But then when the truth comes out, then we blame ourselves. And in a way, yes, we are to blame because the final decision of what you choose to do. Your final decision of whether or not you drop that standard, regardless of who is the instrument behind you giving up that standard, the final decision is yours. And you choose to accept the consequence of whichever decision that you choose to make. So as a man, talking to my women out there, because I have sisters, I have nieces, I have my aunts, I have my mother, I have every female friend that I have encountered through my life, and their mothers, and their sisters, and their nieces, and their grandchildren, etc. Set your ground rules in your life and adhere to them. If you want a man, or my brothers, if you want a woman that has her own, if you want somebody that, I'm trying to think of the word. Y'all have to bear with me. I've had a very long weekend. I'm tired as all cane, so my thoughts is kind of here and there. But if you want somebody to build with you, if you want somebody that has your back, if you want somebody that has your best interest at heart, like you have theirs at heart, if you want somebody that will dote on you and cater to you, if you want a job that is going to pay you what you think that you're worth, if you want to be a manager, if you want to be the CEO, the CFO, if this is what you want to do and you set standards to get to achieve those goals, do not compromise any of your goals for any one person. You do not. Because again, once they get you to compromise your main priority of a goal, your main standard, they are going to go deep into your life and they're going to attempt to obliterate every single standard that you have set for yourself. See, a person that is down for you, because everybody wants to run around here in 2022, everybody wants to run around and talking about that they're loyal and that they're committed and that they're dedicated. The people that are running around here saying this have no idea what that means anymore. See, when you're loyal, when you're committed, when you're dedicated, those are standards, y'all. Those are standards that you have to adhere to. Loyalty is more than just a word. Loyalty is an action. It's a belief. You can't just run around here and say that you're loyal and you're really not, because it's going to show. You can't run around here and say that you're committed and you're not. It's going to show. All you're doing is you're putting up a fake front. You're putting up a fake mask that is eventually going to fall off. Why? Because your heart is not pure. Your intentions are not genuine. You're preying on the emotions and the feelings and the heartstrings of somebody else for your own selfish benefit, your own self gratuity. But game recognizes game, y'all. And a lot of y'all that may listen to this, y'all may not understand the term game recognizes game. Let me tell you what it means. It means that when your eyes open and you see what's going on around you, you will adjust your way of life. You will adjust your way of thinking. A lot of us walk around here because we've been victimized, we've been manipulated, we've been coerced, we've sacrificed ourselves, we've sacrificed our standards, we've broken our standards, we've compromised, we've bent over backwards for people that wouldn't walk across water for us, and we hold on to that. We hold on to that like a shield. And we take that pain, we take that betrayal, we take that trust that was broken, and we transfer it to everybody else that's around us. And a lot of us don't even realize that we're doing it. Because you sacrifice your standard, you hold everybody else accountable as if it's their fault. And it's not. The person that did you wrong, the person that caused you to sacrifice your standards, the person that got you to give in to what you say that you wanted, while you're sitting here holding on to what they did to you and how they hurt you and how they broke your trust and how they turned their backs on you in the name of loyalty, commitment, and dedication, they're living their life. They're moving on. While your world is stuck where they left you, at that broken promise, that compromised standard, you're still there. But I'm here to tell you that you need to let it go. Because the only way for you to move forward in your life is to let it go. Just because you compromise your standard with that one person does not mean that you're going to have to compromise it with the next person, but you have to give that next person the opportunity to be who they are to you and for you and about you. Now, I've spoken about forgiveness a number of times. And I know that a lot of y'all, there's no way I can forgive him. There's no way I can forgive her. The forgiveness is not for him. The forgiveness is not for her. The forgiveness is for you so that you can move forward with your life. They don't even need to know that you've forgiven them unless you want to tell them. But if you're sitting here and you're bitter or you're holding animosity because of what this person did to you, they're not coming to apologize. They're never going to say, I'm sorry. They're never going to tell you, I wish that I wouldn't have never done that to you. Oh, I'll take it back. There may be some that eventually realize that they've done wrong in their life and they on a 10-step method of trying to clean their life up. And part of that 10-step method is to come and apologize to everybody that they've hurt. But that's rarity. The reality of the situation is you need to let go to move on. Rebuild your standards. Whatever the standards that you had before, if you compromised them, if you dropped them, if you let them go, that was then. This is now, and you need to look for tomorrow. Just because you compromise your standards back then does not mean that you cannot rebuild them standards now. There's nothing written that says that once you compromise your standards, that it's over and done with. That you're just for the rest of your life, you're just going to be a victim and prey to every man or every woman that comes at you trying to run game. It's not written anywhere. Your life is your book. Your life is your story. You're the writer of your story. You are the author of your book. You're the director. You're the casting director. You're the cameraman of your life. So you write your story the way that you want to, not the way that we want you to write it. We don't count. We don't matter. It's your life. We're writing our chapter of our book. And some of us ain't doing too good of a job at that. Rebuild your standards. Whatever it is that you say that you want in your life, it can be yours. You just have to go back to believing it. Just because a couple of people distorted your perception, rearranged your world, misaligned your stars, does not mean that that can't be undone. Those are chapters in your book that were already written. Those chapters are ended. You're supposed to be writing a new chapter in your book about you. You can rebuild yourself. You can rewrite your story. The way that it ended before does not mean that that's the way that it has to end every time that you write a chapter in your book or write a page in the book of you. You're writing your own story. You're determining if you're the victim or if you're the hero. You're the one that's writing your story, and you're the one that's determining if you're the villain in your story. But again, don't worry about what everybody else says, because no matter what happened between you and them, then everybody's going to have a different story as to what happened. And depending on how the story's told, you're going to be the victim in every single story, no matter how it's told. But that's their book. That's their story. That's their version. Let them have it, because they're never going to tell the truth about what really happened. And they're only going to tell the people that they want to believe them, the people that they believe that are loyal to them, the people that they believe that are committed to them, the people that they believe that are dedicated to them, not realizing that those same people is playing the same game that they playing, and they're a victim without even realizing it. See, karma is a bitch. Let's just be real. But people play with her. They tempt fate. They walk on people's hearts. They walk on people's feelings. They bully them on their jobs. They bully them in school because we made it easy for them to do that. It's what I say when I explain of giving the power of you to somebody else. When you compromise whatever standards that you have, you're giving that power of your life to somebody else. And that person that you're giving that power to has no idea what to do with it. They don't know how to orchestrate it. They don't know how to build it up. They know how to tear it down, but they don't know how to build it up. They don't know how to feed into it. They don't know how to nurture it, to grow and to manifest into something great, because that's not their intention. The person that gets you to compromise yourself and your standards, that is their main goal. Is to break you down, to belittle you, to demean you, to make you feel that you have no worth, to make you feel that you have no value, to make you feel that you have no place in this society or in this world. Again, hunter versus prey. They're the hunter, you're the prey. Well, metaphorically speaking. The prey that they're coming after involving you is to break you down. A person that's loyal to you, that has set a standard of loyalty, is not there to break you down. Loyalty means that they have your back no matter what, through the good, through the bad, whether you were a friend, whether you were in a relationship, whether you're a relative, that loyalty does not break. That's a standard. Commitment. They're committed to you. They're committed to being honest with you. They're committed to telling you that when you're screwing up, that you're screwing up. They're not going to sugarcoat it and make it seem like it's not a big thing. That's a commitment. That's another standard. And only the real are committed to you. But you have to open yourself up to allow yourself to see that loyalty. You have to open yourself up to allow yourself to see that commitment. You have to open yourself up and allow yourself to see the dedication that somebody is putting in you. Because if you don't, you're going to cost yourself to lose something that could have been the best thing that ever happened into your life. The best person, the best job, the best college career, the best college degree. Stop giving and I'm gonna keep saying this probably in every show that I do. Stop giving your power to somebody else. And if you have given your power to somebody else and you have not caught on, I'm hoping that this is a wake up call because it's time to take your power back. It's time to realize that within you is greatness. It's time to realize that regardless of what somebody else says about you, that you have value. It's time for you to open your eyes and realize that you have worth. And if the person does not see that, then that is the person that you need to excommunicate yourself out of your life and let them go on on their way. Because a person is either going to build you up or they're going to pin you down. Hold on to your standards. Stand your ground. This is you that we're talking about. This is your plan for your life. This is your goal for what it is that you say that you want to do. And if you are steadfast believing in that, if you are steadfast, believe, whole core, hardcore believing in the standard that you have set, nobody, no man, no woman, no child should be able to get you to compromise yourself. No one. No one should be able to take your power and manipulate it for their own selfish gain. So again, people are throwing loyalty and commitment and dedication around like they just regular everyday common words. They mean something. And maybe I'm too old school to be caught up in this, but loyalty means a lot to me. Commitment means a lot to me. Dedication means a lot to me because I got to have them three things to get to the point where I can trust you. And if I can't believe that you're upholding my my standard of being loyal to me, if you're not upholding my standard of being dedicated to me, if you're not upholding my standard of being committed to me, there's no way in hell that I'm going to trust you. There's no way in hell that I'm going to have any faith in you. There's no way in hell that I'm going to put my life in your hands and think that you're going to trust that you're going to take care of my life like you take care of your own. See, loyalty shouldn't change because you have an argument. Loyalty shouldn't change because somebody got more money than you. Loyalty shouldn't change because somebody's doing because your friend or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your husband or wife. That loyalty shouldn't change because they're doing a little bit better than you. Loyalty does not change. Once loyalty is set, that's its concrete in stone. It does not change. You're not loyal on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and you might be loyal on Tuesday, and you kind of loyal on Thursday and Saturday and Sunday. You kind of deciding which way you want to go with it. That's not how this works. Same thing with commitment and dedication. There is no gray area. You either are or you are not. And if you are faking the funk, it's gonna show because that's an act that you cannot keep doing day in and day out. Even the best player in the game cannot keep the act up every day. Eventually, the best player in the game is going to slip and tip his hand. Why? Because he got comfortable, because he got complacent, because he relaxed a little bit, because he thought that he was winning the game. Every person that runs game, if they're not paying attention every minute of every second of every day, they're going to slip. They're going to get cocky. They're going to get overconfident. And they're going to figure that there's no way that you're ever going to know that they run a game on you until you figure it out. Now, some niggas might get mad because I'm putting that out there, but the truth is what the truth is, y'all. If anybody can make you break one standard in your life, they're going to come for everyone. If you have 10 standards in your life, they're going to come for all 10. If you have 100 standards in your life, they're going to come from for all 100, but they're going to go for that big one first. Y'all women have this thing of saying, I'm not going to sleep with him on the first date. And you tell us that. I'm not going to sleep. We're not going to do anything on the first date. That's a challenge because you set a standard. So now that's the game. You're not going to sleep with me that first night? We'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna knock that standard out. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that before the end of the night. That's what goes on in our mind because you put it out there. We're not doing anything the first night. We're not. Absolutely not. I'm not that kind of girl. I'm not gonna. I wasn't raised like that. I'm not gonna do that. And eventually, some of y'all take the bait and you slip up, and he done got you that night, just like he said he would, because he got you to break your standard. Once he gets you to break again, once he gets you to break that standard, the rest of them are child's play. He's not going to stay tonight. He's not going. He's not going to stay tonight with me tonight. We're going to go on our date, and he's going to go home, and I'm going to go home. And 3 hours into the date, you're taking him home, and he's sleeping in your bed because you compromise your standard. Men, I ain't leaving y'all out. I ain't giving her no money. I'm not doing anything. Not my kids. I'm not doing anything for her at all. End of the night, you're doing exactly everything that you said that you wasn't going to do. There's men out here that say, you know what? She's cute. I like her. She's all right. But I'm not ready to. I'm not ready to go to that level yet. There's men out here that's like that. I mean, since I'm being honest, I'm gonna put it out there. I mean, some of y'all women suck at the dudes that y'all pick. Honestly, y'all pick him because he's cute. You pick him because he's fine. Y'all pick him because he's tall. He's tall, dark, and handsome, 6 foot, and he looks like he got it going on. That's how y'all pick y'all men. You go for the superficial. You go for the physical. You go for the monetary. And then you find out that your so fine, 6 foot tall, dark, and handsome man, not only does he like you, but he likes him too. You find out that that 6 figure job that he told you that he had was really a 3 figure job. Sometimes, occasionally, when he gets called in through the temp service. He got the finest car. He got the nicest new car. The car is a rental. He don't even own it. He rented it so he could look like he was a big shot, to entice you, to impress you, and you took the bait. He looks good. He got a nice car, but he ain't getting none. You get in that car, he let the seat back, turn the seat warmer on, and you giving it up in the back seat. Men, again, I'm not forgetting y'all. Y'all go for the big booty. Y'all go for the big breasts, the thick lips, and the pretty eyes, and the nicely done hair, and you're looking at the nails, and everything looks good. Then you find out that Tanya is really Tony. You find out that the hair ain't hers. Neither are the eyes, or the eyelashes, or the butt, or the breasts. And if your ass ain't careful, the legs might not be hers neither. But you're so focused on what you can see. You're so focused on the visual, on what somebody has, because y'all think that that's what defines them. And you think that that's what defines you until somebody takes it all away. They've got you to compromise your standards. And now you bitter and you in pain and second guessing everybody, and you're looking at women, you're looking at that next man funny, and men, you're looking at that next girl funny, and everybody's suspicious of everybody. Everybody's scared to take a chance. Everybody's scared of being hurt. Everybody is scared of putting their heart on the line, but everybody wants to be in love. Even love is a standard. Getting love, that's a standard. Having love, that's a standard. But y'all don't hear me though. I'm just some ghetto ass nigga with a bunch of thoughts running through his head that shows up on Monday night with his little crazy ass show until you really sit down and you think about it. The standards that you have for yourself establishes your worth. It establishes your value. And every time that you compromise your standards, even a little bit, you are discounting yourself a lot. You walk around here with the attitude that you worth $1 million, and all it takes is for one person to get you to compromise your morals, and you go from being worth $1 million to being worth two pennies. A person that wants to be with you, a person that's loyal to you, a person that's dedicated to you, a person that's committed to you, if they are true to that, the standards that you have set, they will raise up and they will honor those standards. They will respect those standards like they should respect you. They're not going to try and change them. They're not going to try and alter them. They're not going to try to manipulate them. They're going to stand up and they're going to say, this is her standard. This is his standard. This is what I'm going to be with this person. That's what loyalty is. That's what dedication is. That's what commitment is. No, relationships ain't easy. Hell, life ain't easy, but we still make it through it every day. We don't compromise anything on that. We have a standard of getting up and going to work in the morning. Some of us do. There's some of us that have a standard of getting up to go to work, but they also have a side standard of if I don't feel like it, I'm not going, and I'll just take a loss in my check. And then those same people that take that loss in their check, when payday comes, they crying and whining because their check is short. But you compromise your standard of going to work. That's life. Anybody that has compromised their standards at any point in their life, and if you are still holding on to the fact that you compromise your standards based on somebody in your past, today is the day that you let it go. Today is the day that you say that enough is enough. Today is the day that you reclaim your life and you reset the board of your standards, and you will stand by those standards. And what you will make the person that says that they want to be there, you will make them raise up to those standards. You will make them respect your standards. You will make them honor your value and your worth of yourself because you are valuable. You have worth. You're worthy. You have to get that belief back. And the only way to get that belief back is to take your power back from those people that you gave it to in your past. Yesterday cannot be undone. Yesterday cannot be erased. It cannot be fixed. Yesterday has been written. The chapter is closed. Today is a new chapter, a new page, a blank page, and the pen is in your hand. What are you going to write? Are you going to be the hero? Are you going to be the villain? Whatever it is that you're going to be, however it is that you're going to write your story, stop being the victim. Stand up. Brush the dust off. Wipe the sand off your behind. Shake the dirt out of your hair. Wash your face. And take your place back. Take your power back. Rebuild your standards and hold them. And if somebody tries to challenge you, if they do not raise up, if they do not respect the standards that you have set forth for yourself, do like they do in the soap operas. Write them off out the next scene. People will do to you what you allow them to do. Pay attention to what I just said. People will do to you what you allow them to do. You're in control of your life, not us. You have a right to say no. You have the ability to say no. You have the ability to say that enough is enough. You have the ability to say that I deserve more. I deserve better. I'm worth more. You have that right. You have that ability. Stop letting people take that away from you. Stand your ground on your standards. We're the ones that have to raise up to it. We're the ones that have to respect it. We're the ones that have to honor it. If we are loyal to you, if we're dedicated to you, if we're committed to you. And if that's true, none of that should ever, ever change. Now, again, if anybody hears this, I may have pissed some people off with what I'm saying. I may be disrupting their mental programming of some man or some woman that's not realizing that they're being manipulated and they're being coerced and they're accepting less than what they're worth. Such is life. The alarm's going off, people. Quit turning it off and going back to sleep. Wake the hell up and realize who you are and what you are, what you're worth, and what you're capable of. And make the rest of the world respect the standards that you have set forth for yourself. That's all I got for y'all today for the season premiere. Stand up, look in the mirror, and realize who you are. And you hold on to that. And you don't let it go. I will see y'all next week. And if y'all need to replay this, replay it. Replay it for a friend. Replay it for a mate. Replay it for a family member. Because somewhere, somebody is compromising their standards and accepting less than what they want, not understanding their value or their worth. Make sure that they change that today. See y'all next Monday. Peace.
playing